Hi guys, it's Lisa Unger, and I'm back with three good things. And today I'm super excited that I get to chat with the amazing Megan Miranda. She's a New York Times bestselling author of just some fabulous thrillers and also young adult novels as well, some fantastic books. And her new one, The Girl from Widow Hills, is about to release on 6/23. That's Tuesday, June 23rd. That is super exciting. And of course, it's always a little bit, this is it's kind of a difficult moment in about, 103 different ways. But, I'm just really thrilled that your book is coming out and that you have a whole new way. We were just talking about this of kind of sharing yourself and your book with readers. So hi, Megan.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to chat.
Oh, I'm so thrilled you're here. So tell us where are you? Where do you live?
I am in North Carolina, sort of just north of Charlotte area.
Oh, okay. And so are you guys still kind of hunkered down pretty much there or?
Yeah, I mean, things are kind of slowly opening up. I think we're kind of officially in phase two, but, recommended to stay home still as much as
Yeah.
we can. And, I work from home, so I feel like that transition was a little easier for me to make than my kids who are in middle school,
Yeah.
obviously. My daughter she works as a barn assistant in a nearby stable. So she has started going back because she's working outside and she sees
Yeah.
the animals and pretty socially distanced as it is. So,
Yeah.
it's exciting to kind of see those little steps
Yeah,
back.
little steps back towards something that approaches normal.
Yeah.
And so normally next week you'd be getting ready to go out on the road. But instead, well, you kind of are going out on the road,
Yeah.
but you're going out on the road virtually. So how are you feeling about the online events and stuff?
I'm really excited about the potential and how things, we had started planning the tour before the shutdowns happened.
Yeah.
And so we've been in conversation with a lot of different independent bookstores. And when we started realizing, okay, we're going to need to be shifting from doing in-person events to virtual. So many of them were able to just kind of transition and still offer to host them remotely. And I'm so grateful and I'm really excited. So every store kind of has their own way of doing it. And I've been able to partner with other authors with
Yeah.
books coming out soon. So it'll be really fun to chat. And I'm really excited for the possibilities and that people, if you're not close to one of the bookstores, you're still able to attend. You can have books
Yeah.
shipped and you can kind of tune in via Zoom or the different ways that they're doing it. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's great. And I know you're going to be, I was looking on your website, which is meganmiranda.com, obviously. And that, anybody who's interested in finding out where they can check in with you can go to your website and it's on your events page. I noticed you're going to be talking to some other friends, Wendy Walker, right? And Riley Sager and
Mary
Mary
Kubica.
Kubica. And who else are you going to be connecting with?
Jessica Knoll as
Oh, yeah.
well.
Awesome. Excellent. So that's going to be really exciting. It's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll just tell you really just quickly, like one story, and then we'll get into three good things. I'm going to transition to that. But a couple of, I guess it was last year, I was at a dinner party and, I always try to if people don't know who I am already, I try to just keep a super low profile because God forbid anybody should ask you what you do. And then you, and you have to tell them and hear the dreaded question, oh, have you written anything that I have read? You're just I don't know. I guess if you have to ask that, probably not. But I unfortunately did wind up in one of those conversations, and it was one of those oh, I write. Oh, what type of books do you write? Oh, psychological suspense. Oh yeah, I don't. And this gentleman said to me, oh, I don't really read, which is not the thing you ever want to hear as an author, because I've only read one book. I've only read one fiction book in my life. I was like, really? Well, very curious. What was that? It was your book.
What?
Megan Miranda? I'm like, I have.
So bizarre.
It was your book. I'm grasping for the title, but I think it was your first one.
Oh,
Your first
wow.
adult one. What is your first
Oh, All
adult
the
title?
Missing Girls.
Yes.
Okay. That's amazing.
It's your book. I was like, wow, okay, great. Excuse me, I have to
I know.
go. I have to go check in with my husband. It's such an odd, it was an odd conversation, but I thought you would enjoy
Yes, that's
that. And he loved it, of course. I mean, how could he not? So he loved it. But that was literally the one and only fiction book he's ever read.
wow. Well,
Anyway,
hopefully you read some more.
speaking of books that move us and that we love and then talk about at dinner parties, is there something that you're reading right now that it's just absolutely, sort of transporting you, or is there something that you return to again and again for comfort, like when you're just, needing an escape?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't usually do a lot of rereading, but
Mhm.
there are definitely genres that I'm drawn to that I find a lot of comfort in. I'm not sure what it says that like my comfort read is the psychological suspense or a thriller, but they're kind of the books
Yeah.
that really transport me. And I think I told you I loved your upcoming one, Confessions in the 745,
Oh,
completely transported me. And so I found that I usually kind of devour books,
yeah.
in a couple of sittings, but
Yeah.
I've been pacing them out more. And I think also because of the way my workday has changed,
Yeah.
with family home. So I find that
The
I read
kids
like
home.
early. Yeah, I read early in the morning,
Yeah.
like with coffee, and then I read at night. And I've actually been doing different books, which is
Yeah.
unusual for me. So I actually been reading this from Riley Sager.
Oh yeah, I'm dying to read that.
So good. And I have been like pacing myself. So this is my morning read because I'm a chicken. So the
Right.
first time I read it, I did have like haunted house dreams when I read it at night. So, and it's not like, I'd only read like 15 pages at that point. It wasn't like something very scary had happened that I shouldn't have been having.
Right.
Like,
It activated your haunted
right.
house
They're like, you're
imagination.
reading a haunted house book. Here come the dreams. So, but it is so good. I am
Great. I
completely
can't wait to read it.
transported in it. And then I just started, speaking of Wendy Walker is a new
Oh
one.
yeah, there you go.
This is my nighttime read, and I love her books. I love both of their books. So I've been gravitating towards, authors that I've loved all their books in the past, and I just find a lot of comfort in their very scary stories currently.
Yeah, that's great. I love both of those writers, both personally and on the page. So I'm excited for both of those as well. So that's good. And you're going to be on the road. You're going to be on the road with them too.
Yes.
So that's going to be
Yes.
great. That's going to be really good. You guys have a lot to talk about. So, and also, most of us here are kind of in love with story, kind of consume it in however possible. Maybe we would go to the theater once upon a time when we could leave the house. But most of us who are readers are equally obsessed with television and movies. So are you sort of, is it the same genre that you're kind of into for that, or is it like a whole other universe that you dive into when you turn on the TV or rent movies?
I actually, it is like, I love the psychological suspense, but the things that I'm drawn to, like to watch every night,
Yeah.
I like something a little bit comic or a little lighter.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I read before, or what I watch right before bed. And I also am like 2 years behind everyone else in shows, I realize, but I've been catching up recently. And so I have been watching Dead to Me, which
I know, so good.
it's so good. And I feel like it's
so
like
good.
And it captures both those elements I love. Like it is a psychological suspense mystery, and like I love these stories of friendship and these complicated relationship dynamics, but it's also pretty darkly funny. So I'm really, really enjoying it. So I am 2 episodes from the end of season 2, and like I've been there for like a week because I don't want to finish.
Yeah, you don't want it to end, because then when it's over, you're like, then what? Yeah.
But I am
I'm right in the middle. I think actually maybe not even quite in the middle of season to you right now.
Okay.
And I just find them so fun. I mean, Christina Applegate is just hilarious.
God. And I feel like it just, at the end of the first season, I was like, well, where's it gonna go from here? And then they just kind of leave you with this
Yeah.
twist. And then like, it keeps getting better. And it's like a
Yeah.
whole new arc. Oh, it's so smart. And
It is.
yeah.
It's so great. It's so great. And then so like I have like obviously extremely dark appetites for, in book and film and, television. But I just recently watched with my daughter is like a little bit less so. She likes
Yeah.
things to be a little bit lighter, and she doesn't like anything too sad or anything like that. So we keep it really light. Like we're rewatching The Office with her.
I just did that. We just finished like all of them.
Oh, great. We're totally binging it. We're watching it nonstop. It's so cringy and such a crack up, and like so just like such a great show. And then we, and now how like they're like you're all of a sudden paying $20 to like rent a first run movie.
Yeah.
And we just watched The High Note.
Oh, I haven't seen
heard
that.
of it? Oh my God. It was so great. I mean, talk about like a completely like just really beautifully done, totally feel good, just fantastic movie. So I would definitely say that it is worth spending the $20 to rent it and watch it, because everybody in your family is gonna love it.
Oh, good. Okay. Because
really,
have been doing, I'd say one of the, I guess, the benefits of, all this time together is we're kind of having these family movie nights. And so, okay, I'm writing it down now.
Yeah, it's so great. It's really good. It's about music and it's about parenthood and relationships, and it's like just sweet and fun and super funny and just fantastic. We loved it.
That is really cool. Speaking of watching something with the family, I had watched Stranger Things kind of on my own with my husband, and then my daughter, who's 14, she was like, "Wait, well, I haven't seen it." And so I was rewatching it with her, and it was so enjoyable to kind of watch it from both those perspectives, like the age of the kids who are in it and kind of the adults. It was really enjoyable.
Yeah, we did exactly the same thing. Jeff and I watched it, and then Ocean wanted to watch it, and we totally binged it.
Yeah.
It was and then she was like, she's been like totally obsessed with it. I don't know when the next season comes. Hopefully soon. Maybe not soon. Maybe they can't film, or if they didn't film already, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll stay tuned. I'll try to find out.
Yeah.
So when I first reached out to you to do this, we talked about, your amazing skills in the kitchen, right?
Oh, yes. I can't wait.
In addition to being an amazing writer, you're also a gourmet chef, or is that somebody else?
Like the very worst. Like, so I had told my family, because I was like, maybe I can share one of my husband's recipes.
Maybe I can cook.
My kids were like, don't you dare even attempt. Just like I am a really, really, really bad cook. And like to the point where we'll have like, frozen pizza night once a week. And like, they won't even let me handle that because
they're like, don't touch it, Mom, back away.
They're like, you could ruin it. And that's like pizza. Like you can't ruin the pizza. But I've, burned crust I don't know. I have this mental block. I'm really, really bad. So we just decided I would not share anything that I cook or attempt to cook. But I will say the one thing, and I haven't progressed very far from this, but like the very first thing I learned to cook as a kid, and it's still sort of my comfort food, is like Kraft macaroni and cheese. Like that is like, I used to make it when I was a kid because it was the one thing I could make. And now it's like, when I'm having like a day, I'm like, I could just use it.
That's like a taste thing too. Like I even just talking about it, like there's like a branded taste, Kraft macaroni and cheese.
It's a very forgiving recipe. You put too much milk, not enough. It's fine.
It's fine. So that's still, you're like, okay, I'm having a bad day. I'm gonna go make a box of
There's
Kraft
just
macaroni and
something
cheese.
about that. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like I gravitate toward it as my
Yeah.
comfort.
I'm more than sure you're not the only one. Macaroni and cheese too is just just in general, is just such a comfort food. It's such a
Yeah.
like, okay, like, how can you go wrong with like carbs and
Right.
cheese and orange? I mean,
All the
really,
best things. Yes.
there's really no way to go wrong with that.
Totally. Totally.
I love that. I love that. Well, I'm glad you're going to be able to, be at home so that, you can still cook for your family while you're on book tour.
They're very excited.
I know they're thrilled. So very relieved that they're not going to have to get by on their own. And
Yes.
The Girl from Widow Hills comes out on Tuesday, June 23rd. And, Megan's going to be all over the country virtually talking to all kinds of super cool writers. So I hope you will check her out and, of course, read her amazing book. And thanks, everybody, for being here. Thanks for joining me for Three Good Things.
Thank you.